Do you know why shortbread is scored and poked with a fork before baking? Stay true to find out. For discovering this method, I used to make really crappy shortbread. It's either too sweet or too dry or greasy. I'm going to show you a version of Scottish shortbread that's better than store-bought and most homemade ones too. This recipe is buttery, not greasy, crumbly, but still holds together, and it's got that golden bottom crunch. Please watch till the end because the way we measure, mix, and cut the dough makes all the difference. If you stick around, I'll even show you the secret to getting that golden brown bottom get perfect texture every time. First things first, I line my baking tray with baking paper. I know some folks like to go straight onto the pan, but I love using parchment paper. It makes for a smoother release and helps protect that golden crust we're working so hard for. Before we start proper, let's talk measurements. Cup can be a little deceiving, so here's what I do. When measuring flour, always spoon it into your measuring cup, then level it off with a flat edge. Don't scoop directly from the bag, that packs the flour and gives you way too much. And for shortbread, that's a texture killer. I'm using 2 cups and a half of all-purpose flour for this recipe. In order to get a softer, delicate crumble, add some cornstarch. Or instead, let's make cake flour. Homemade cake flour consists of all-purpose flour and corn flour. So remove 5 tablespoons of flour and replace with 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. I could not find any measuring spoon, so just measuring from the top of my head. This is our homemade cake flour. It's time to build that legendary shortbread flavor. I started with a dry mix, some cake flour, 200 gram unsalted butter, 100 grams sugar, and a pinch of salt already added. No eggs, no baking soda, you'll find out why later. The good stuff here is the unsalted butter. Make sure it's at room temperature so it blends easily. For sugar, you can use powdered sugar for a silky smooth texture, or caster sugar for its crumbly effect. Now with your clean hands or with gloves on, combine everything. There's something grounding about feeling the dough come together. It starts out crumbly but slowly becomes this soft, buttery dough you just want to sink into. You've got to be on alert because over-mixing shortbread can actually ruin it. I'll tell you exactly when to stop mixing in just a few seconds. If you find these tips useful, please subscribe for more quality recipes and content. Thanks! The trick is to stop mixing the moment it comes together. Don't knead it, just press until there are no dry patches left. Time to shape. Press the dough into the lined tray. It will not fill the whole space, but we'll handle that in a second. To get it nice and even, I use the back of a spoon to smooth the top, then the flat bottom of my measuring cup to really press it down. The goal is a uniform surface about half an inch thick or more. This requires a lot of patience. Then comes the design. I took the edge of a fork and gently divided the dough vertically then horizontally, creating little even squares. Then I used the fork to add those classic dot marks in each piece. Please use a knife for a cleaner cut. Remember that extra space in the tray? I placed an empty baking pan snugly against the dough to keep it from spreading during baking. A little trick I picked up that works like a charm. So you don't have to buy a new baking tray if the one you have is too big for this recipe and if you're only making a little batch like me. Into the oven it went, baked at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for about 35 minutes. When it came out of the oven, it looked pale on top but golden underneath, and that's the magic right there. The bottom gets this beautiful golden crust thanks to the even press and slow bake. It's delicate, buttery, and has the silent snap. While the shortbread was still warm, I went back in with my fork to redefine those lines and marks. That's how you get that clean bakery style finish. Once it cools, it's much harder to score. Again, please use a sharp knife so you don't ruin yours like I did mine. These are still warm and delicate. Bite into this to get that delicate crumble, the richness of the butter, and just the right hint of sweetness. It's not overpowering and absolutely addictive. This shortbread is quite profitable. It looks beautiful and costs almost nothing to make. So earlier I asked why we press fork marks into shortbread before baking. The reason is all about baking science. Shortbread dough is super buttery and dense. Unlike cookies made with eggs or leaven agents like baking soda, shortbread does not rise, it just holds its shape. Those little fork holes, they help release trapped air during baking so the dough bakes evenly and does not puff up or crack unpredictably. Think of them as tiny steam vents that keep everything smooth, flat, and crisp. So that's how I made Scottish shortbread from start to finish. No shortcuts, no gadgets, or sophisticated tools. If you want to impress, use this recipe and let me know how it goes. Thank you. Don't forget to share with someone. Help this recipe reach more people. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Goodbye.